Hello guys, S2W here as your average consumer with your next casual consumer's perspective review. For today's video, I was able to obtain a very sought out sneaker because of its status in this lineup. As we finally step into the well-known Air Max month from Nike, it's the time of the year where they revive and bring back the classics to modern times. Last year, Nike celebrated this by retroing the Air Max 97 for its 20th anniversary, and with that popularity, it's imminent that the Air Max 98s will be making a comeback this year for its turning 20 years old. Today, I have the Nike Air Max 98 in the OG white, university red, and obsidian colorway, also known as the Gundam colorway, for review. Through photos, in my opinion, the Air Max 98 looked really similar to the Air Max 97s. After reading an article about it, it seems like a lot of people back then had the same feeling as well, criticized for its close resemblance to the Air Max 97s and was soon forgotten. Especially when the 97 was a revolutionary change that made its full-length air sole unit debut. These 98 just wasn't able to top it and feels too much of a simple visualistic remodification. Only recently, the model of the 98s finally became the talk in town once again because popular streetwear and skate culture label Supreme did a collab with Nike using the 98 model. It has been 2 years now since that collab, and reaching its 20th anniversary, Nike has decided to re-release the first ever colorway of the 98 to the public once again. And since we're living in a time where vintage sneakers are the trend, these sold out everywhere on its first release. Now let's take a closer look at these sneakers. As we look at the shoes, only 3 distinctive colors were used to make up the whole color combination of these kicks. Constructed using a mixture of different material uppers, the layering of the shoe take cues from the similar stacking overlay design found on the Air Max 97. We see the dark navy layer forming essentially the mudguard shielding around the bottom portion of the upper first, wrapping itself on top of a white textured synthetic leather panel forming the middle portion, which then also binds itself around a third layer of blue mesh textile with patterned embroideries. On the lateral side of the shoe, a small but vibrant red Nike swoosh is seen stitched on to the white center layer, with other hints of red sparkling from the toe box swoosh branding resting on a leather patch, and the bright red eyelets hanging off the edges around the mesh upper. These 3 colors form a similar colorway reminiscent of a popular giant robot from the Mobile Suit Gundam anime series that originated from Japan, named as the RX-78-2 Gundam, also known as the OG Gundam, hence the same name being associated with this colorway by Air Max fans. If we look closely, we'll also see trims of silver piping on the edges of the white centerpiece, and you guessed it, it's 3M reflective along with a few more extra 3M strips on suspending eyelets found only on the 98s. On the medial side, we see a tiny difference in terms of its appearance with a lowered centerpiece, revealing a lot more of the blue mesh layer with an addition of an oval design using the same white pattern textile as seen on the lateral side. Pushing up towards the tongue area, we'll see a vintage looking puffy tongue, cushioned and buffed up like a large pillow on top of our feet, with a retro slanted Air Max branding embroidery stitched at the top surrounded by a dark blue leather patch. Near the back of the shoes, we'll see where the upper material construction finally meets, stacked on top of one another, offering a nice elevated and uneven look. We'll also see the word Air embroidered on the upper piece with a rising pull tab with 3M detailing that people could use. Inside the sneaker is a layer of soft nylon padding surrounding our ankles and Achilles. By touch, it feels like there are more filling inside for a comfy cushioned ankle rest when compared to the Air Max 97, but if you don't have a pair of those, I would say these are an upgrade from those in terms of this region. This shoe also comes with a separable insole in navy with a red Nike branding on the heel portion. As for the midsole and outsole, the design is just a recycled version of the Air Max 97 featuring a full-length Air Max Air unit with a white foam midsole shelling the top. The Air unit on this model is painted in red for that extra pop on this colorway, and a full black rubber outsole for durability and traction is found on the bottom. Anyways, here are some Nike Air Max 98 Gundam fit footage. Fit-wise, I went with my true to size and they felt great. The Air Max 97 had a looser fit at the heel region, so even at my true to size, I would be getting some heel slippage. On these Air Max 98, since the padding at the back inside the shoe is puffier, I have not experienced any heel slippage on feet at my true to size. I do feel they are heavier and clunkier than the Air Max 97s though, not by a lot, but it is noticeable. Visual wise, if you like the Air Max 97, there really isn't a reason to not like these because they look pretty much alike. Because of this, Nike had often not include these 98s as a recognized flagship model in their lineups because no real significant difference or upgrade is built around this pair. In the same year that these Air Max 98s dropped, Nike also introduced several variants of the Air Max that took a lot of people's interest away from these 98s. I personally think the Air Max 98s look dope, but I don't really see myself wearing more than one colorway of these. I'm just happy that Nike reintroduced these first colorways that I missed out on before. Comfort wise, they feel pretty much or less the same as the Air Max 97, or in other words, there really isn't much compressive feelings on feet. It feels pretty much more on the sturdy side or like your traditional sneakers, but I'm pretty sure most of you should already have expected that by now because essentially it's using the same tech developed in the 90s. Price wise, these were 215 Canadian dollars before tax. You will most likely now be able to find another shoe around this same pricing with better comfort. But for those who are purchasing this for collecting or the OG significance behind this shoe, it's a very robust model that you can't go wrong with. As always, throw me some likes if you like this video and let me know in the comments what you think about the Air Max 98s. Better question for y'all, would these have sold out if bulky and vintage looking shoes weren't the fad of present times? Let me know down below. That's it for today. S2W signing off.